this one might ruffle some feathers, but I'm just going to be honest. Hello A-listers, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Ashley, and today we're going to be doing a girl chat about the things that I wish I knew before I made it into my 20s. So one of the main things that I wish I knew before I made it into my 20s was how important my eyes were, like how important it is to protect my eyes. So that's where today's sponsor comes in, and that is Zeelool. Thank you to my friends over at Zeelool for partnering with me and sponsoring this video. Zeelool sent me quite a few pair of their blue light glasses. They are my favorites, so I'm going to try them on for y'all. Zeelool really does have my favorite blue light glasses. Let me grab a paper towel though, because I want to make sure my glasses are spick and span when I'm putting them on for you. So this is my favorite pair. I always like to start with my favorite pair. These are just so cute to me. Like, I don't know, I just really like them. These are so cute. They also have like a little glitter detailing right here on the side of the frames. Not sure if you can see that, but so cute. I love how this just like literally frames my face, like not trying to make a pun, but it just frames my face. They just sit so well. They're really comfortable. They're very lightweight, and they are blue light blocking frames. So if you aren't familiar with the benefits of blue light blocking frames, blue light glasses are so amazing for anything that comes with a screen. Anything from your phone, the television, cameras. Honestly, when you're driving at night, even if you have a screen in your car, the blue light glasses definitely help with that. And the blue light glasses also help to kind of like soften the effects of somebody tailgating you if they have their high beams on, or somebody coming at you on the other side of the freeway or the other side of the street and they have their high beams on. The blue light glasses help to kind of diffuse the intensity of that so that you can drive very comfortably at night and you can see everything really well and really clear with your blue light glasses. So that's why I love blue light glasses. It just helps to not strain your eyes. If you spend most of your day looking at a screen, or if you work from home looking at your phone, looking at the TV, things like that. Then I have these. They are more of like a steel gray color. How perfect are these? I just love the shape on my face. Like, the frames just look so good. They're very comfortable. I will say again, they are very lightweight, and they just frame my face so perfectly. Like, they look so good, and they're blue light glasses. So blue light glasses are really my favorite. I personally don't wear prescription glasses. I think because growing up I ate a lot of carrots and I didn't sit right in front of the television, so that might have helped, because everybody in my immediate family wears glasses, but I don't. So personally, I love this next pair, but my friends like to call these my David Ruffin glasses. I just think these are so cute. The color is like this nude kind of like peachy color. Again, they fit so comfortably, very lightweight, and I just think they look really cute on my face. They are really roomy and really spacious. I would say these are in my top 3. I really like these lenses. They just look so cute. Like, Zeelool makes some really cute glasses. Okay, so we have these coming up next. These are more of like a blue and nude number. So cute. When I wear these, I have to remind myself to push them up, because I like to wear my glasses kind of low on the bridge of my nose, but these are so cute, right? I just absolutely love how adorable these frames are. I love this cat eye shape. I think it really flatters the shape of my face very well, and I love this color scheme. It is just so precious. I cannot find a miss in this group that Zeelool sent. This is just so cute. They're so cute. Next up are these green ones. Again, super adorable, right? I love the fact that they're not just green. They have like this nude, kind of yellow, even like goldish accent to them right here. I just think that adds such a really cute flare. These are so pretty. I really, really love these lenses. I think the shape though, like shape-wise, they're not in my top 3, but they're definitely some of the cutest that Zeelool has sent me. I love these so much. Look at how precious they are. They just look so amazing. They look so good. Last but not least, we have these red frames. I think these red frames are just so cute. And it looks like they have kind of like a blue detail right here. These would have to be one of my favorites. The black pair with like the glitter on the side. This pair is my favorite, but I would say this is like my second favorite. These are just so freaking cute. Look at the detail at the bottom. Like, can you see that detailing? Doesn't it look so cute? So yeah, I definitely highly recommend blue light glasses. If you haven't hopped on the blue light glasses wave, definitely hop on. If you spend time on your phone, if you spend time looking at a screen like a computer screen or a laptop screen, if you spend time watching TV, even if you're like in the car at night and like high beams bother you, or you're looking at the screen in your car to follow directions, blue light glasses are definitely going to help so that you don't strain your eyes. It's definitely going to help block those blue light, block those rays that are going to damage your eyes. So this helps to prevent damaging your eyes when it comes to screens and things like that. So I highly recommend these blue light glasses, and make sure you use my code when you get them from Zeelool. Go and look at their website and upload a selfie, y'all. Go to the Zeelool website and upload a selfie of yourself so that you can try on all the glasses beforehand. So just like I tried on all these glasses right here right now for you, you can do that from the comfort of your home. On their website, just take a selfie, upload it, and then you can see exactly how all of these frames will look on you, so you can buy the frames that work specifically for you. So that's the best feature that they have on their website. It's my absolute favorite feature on their website, and I think that y'all would definitely benefit from these blue light glasses. And yeah, thank you again, Zeelool. So yeah, like I said, today we're going to be talking about the things that I wish that I learned in my 20s. I'm 28, so I jotted down 28 different lessons that I wish that I had learned before I turned 20. And I really hope that you all benefit from these lessons I wish I'd learned. Some lessons I have learned, but I hope you all benefit from these lessons that I wish I'd learned. So if you like chit chat, get ready with me's, or if you like girl chats, or if you like sit down kind of like talking content like this where I'm doing my makeup, showing you my soft glam and talking about a specific topic, give this video a big thumbs up. It's totally free, but it lets YouTube know that you like this content from me specifically. And YouTube on the back end will tell me that you like this content, and trust me when I say it helps more than I think you will ever realize. When YouTube knows that you like specific content from a specific creator, it lets more people know that this content is out here. So if you like this video, again, it's free. Even if you're watching it on a TV, even if you're watching it on a calculator, girl, if you are watching it at your man's house, find some way to get on a phone or on a computer to give this video a big, huge thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you feel so compelled, subscribe to my channel, join the A-list, and click that bell notification so you are notified whenever I post a new video. It's really lit over here. We're really chill, down to earth, and we keep to ourselves for the most part. So, you know, no drama. We just keep it really cute. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the 28 things that I wish I'd known before I turned 20. So before we hop in, I'm gonna pour myself a glass of wine. This is Kendall Jackson. It's their Sauvignon Blanc. Got these wine glasses from Amazon. I feel like we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff, so, you know, cheers. You're supposed to chill this. That's pretty good. I had a couple that are better, in my opinion. Oyster Bay is really good, and then there's another one. What did I just have? Kim Crawford. Kim Crawford is really good as well. So drink some water. Starting off with my Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I like to put enough to like cover my thumb, like my thumbnail. I'm just applying this everywhere. I'm trying to avoid my brows though. After my Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream and Tatcha, I always use your products. Are you running campaigns? Would you like to sponsor me? I'm gonna go in with my next Tatcha product. It's the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I love this stuff, but that's also because I don't have oily skin. If you have oily skin, please use this at your own risk. But this just works so well to give your skin just this really nice glow, like glow from within type of look. Let's go ahead and hop right in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC45. I'm going to be talking about lessons that I learned in my 20s. So like, I'm 28, so I thought it would be cute to just do 28 things I wish I knew before my 20s. This is in no particular order. The very first thing is post-grad depression. I wish that I knew post-grad depression was something that no amount of like YouTube videos on how to deal with it, just like no amount of anything really helped my post-grad depression. I think we were just sold this pipe dream that if we go to grade school and you do well, some people didn't even really do well in high school, and honestly I don't really think that matters. People just try to tell you like you have to do well on your SAT, you have to do well on your ACT, you have to do well on your tax test if you're here in Texas. Like you have to do well on, you know, as much as you possibly could, get good grades, join clubs and different organizations and things like that, try to be in National Honor Society, all that stuff. And then you get to college, and it doesn't matter like what you chose to do. If you chose to go to get your associate's degree first and then you switched over to a college campus, or if you just went straight to college. You know, we were again sold this pipe dream that if we go to college and we obtain a degree in a field that we're passionate in or something that we like to do, then we'll get a job. Now, mind you, of course, we were encouraged to join organizations and do internships, but I just feel like that dream that we were sold was just that baby boomer formula, and that is just outdated. A lot of millennials and Gen Zs are just like coming into an amount of money that like their baby boomer parents didn't see until they were like well into their 40s, well into their 50s even. Hold on, y'all. This light is too bright on me. Hopefully that's a little better for you guys. That light was just a little too intense for me personally, and I'm trying to not get my mirror in the frame, so sorry, bear with me. Okay, so yeah, I feel like we were all sold this pipe dream that there's just one way to do it, and I blame the baby boomers. The baby boomers have really convinced us that there truly is one way to do this whole adulthood life thing and this whole like career thing. You know, the baby boomers were the first people who were kind of shocked that we're making money in a more non-traditional way. I feel like post-grad depression is just that harsh reality of maybe I didn't do enough. I think that's really all post-grad depression is, because a lot of us, even if we did everything quote unquote right, a lot of us after college may not land that six-figure job. A lot of us after college may not relocate to a bigger city to take on a job that we got from an internship that went really well. Like a lot of us can't rely on the organizations and the clubs that we joined. A lot of us after college realize that it's not just about getting this degree. Like a lot of degrees don't necessarily 100% guarantee full-time, well-paid employment as soon as you walk across the stage. I think it's that harsh reality coupled with how used to school we've gotten, and realizing like I don't have to get on Blackboard and participate in the discussion board anymore. I don't have to write any papers anymore. I don't have to do any research anymore. I don't have to go to the library anymore. Like I don't have my friends here anymore. Like they're not driving distance or walking distance. Like everything just hits you so fast. 1 second you're literally celebrating your face off. A lot of times like getting black out, and then the next minute you're like, what do I do now? I remember I graduated in December of 2016, and I think that was like a Saturday. I hung out with my friends on Sunday, and then I landed a full-time job. So I started my full-time job that Monday. Like I didn't give myself any time. And when I was in the interview, they were like, are you sure that you want to start right now? I'm like, yeah, like why wait? So I think that was a bad decision on my part. I should have given myself that time to kind of transition from not having literally any responsibilities, no classes to go to, no assignments to turn in. Like I didn't have anything to do. I really should have just like sat with that, but I didn't want to get like too comfortable or too complacent. I didn't want to like not have anything to do. If that is even grammatically correct. So post-grad depression is one of those things that like people want you to talk about all the time until you're blue in the face, but it's like, babe, you have to get through it. Like there's no other way to get through post-grad depression but to like get through it by figuring out what are you gonna do. It doesn't matter what salary or offer letters or job positions or job titles. It doesn't matter what anybody else has going on. Post-grad depression is so crippling because it doesn't matter. Like it's not a group project. It's not a group effort. It literally is, what are you gonna do? It's that harsh reality, that harsh realization that, okay, now like there are no grades for this. Whatever I do with my life after this, like there are no grades for this. I wish I knew that post-grad depression was just something that you have to kind of like coast through. You have to just kind of ride that out. It's hard, but you have to get through it. Like you absolutely have to get through it. I get this confused all the time. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. And then my foundation is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. And then my cream contour is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish. Yeah. Just want to get all that out of the way. These shades are Biscuit and Caramel. The second thing that I wish I knew before I reached my 20s, I wish I knew that you couldn't travel with everybody. You get so excited. The first time I feel like I really got to travel kind of sort of on my own terms, because I was still kind of broke doing this, but it was in college. If you are on a trip with people and you're like, I never want to travel with them again, please do not travel with them again, okay? Take it from me. People may try to poke and prod and say like, oh, like, did y'all fall out or whatever? Like, no, we just can't travel together. But I think for me, what I was doing, because my schedule was so flexible being a content creator full-time, I would just travel with literally anybody who had the time to travel at that specific time that I wanted to travel. But like, y'all, please don't do that. Obviously, travel, have fun, enjoy your life. But if you are on a trip, like I just said, and you realize, I don't want to travel with these people anymore, girl, do not travel with those people again. So this is something that I feel like I learned just recently, and I think it was just in light of the pandemic. I think that was something that just changed the trajectory of a lot of things for a lot of people. So for me, I wish that I knew before I entered my 20s that pivoting does not mean failure. People would ask me, oh, when are you going to get a full-time job? Are you going to get a full-time job? Are you going to get a full-time job? When are you going to get a full-time job? Are you going to get a full-time job? When are you going to get a full-time job? Are you going to get a full-time job? I was always so confused, I will say, like, why is it that I notice y'all don't ask certain people this question, but I get this question like all night, all day. When you're an influencer, like when you're a content creator, especially these days, commodifying your life is how you make your money. And being validated, or, you know, people liking your hair, people liking your makeup, people liking your outfit, people liking your friends, people liking your family, people liking who you date, people liking the household items that you're using, people liking where you travel, people liking the stories that you tell them from your life. All these things factor in when it's time to calculate how much you've earned in terms of, you know, money, being able to pay your bills, your income. And I think for me, I've just noticed that there has been a shift in kind of like the desire on these platforms. I'd always been really reluctant to pursue a 9-to-5 because I honestly didn't know if I had enough work experience to kind of bypass that entry level initial, you know, starting point when it comes to a 9-to-5. I was just like, I don't know if YouTube would even count as my work experience, and I just didn't want to kind of like take a significant pay cut, because knowing me, it is a little difficult to balance multiple things at once. So I knew if I got a full-time job, I wouldn't be able to commit, you know, to making the same high quality content that I post here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, things like that. And with that being the case, I was just thinking like, if I'm gonna take a drastic pay cut starting at entry level, maybe I shouldn't pursue, you know, a 9-to-5 like corporate job. So of course people were saying like, oh, well, why don't you start a business? To be very candid and very honest, like, if you've never seen me unbox a Chanel bag, like, why would you think, or drive a luxury car, why would you think I have enough startup capital to start my own business? And I'm a Black woman, so it's not easy to just walk into a bank and say, hey, I want to start a business, give me business capital. Like, it's not that easy. So for me, I wanted to earn my own business startup money, but honestly, I haven't gotten there yet. So it's like, I'm not going to start a business because I haven't gotten the startup money to start the business doing what I do and making what I make. So I've been feeling so stuck, especially just like lately. I've been feeling so stuck and so stagnant because in the midst of me trying to like grow, that's when I noticed, you know, on TikTok that people were talking about like, oh, we don't even find Black girls relatable anymore. It's like, oh, okay. So I've just really more than ever been focused on how I'm pivoting. And I've been coming to terms with the fact that, sorry, I meant to silence this. I've been coming to terms with the fact that my pivot could very well not include these platforms. That's kind of leading to what I want to say next, which is you don't have to monetize everything. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to make fetch happen. Like, you know, if things were supposed to go really well, then they would. And I think things not going super well or as anticipated is just a sign that like it's okay to maybe try something else. The next thing that I will say I learned in my 20s, and my parents kind of instilled this in me, but it's to live alone and be single. Like, if you can, live alone, and if you can, take some time to just be single. I've done both. I've done both at the same time, and I really appreciate my parents instilling that in me. Now, of course, I have Black parents, so they're my mom is from the South, my dad is from the North, but they grew up religious, and y'all know how that goes. They like to say no shacking up. There's some construction outside, y'all. I'm sorry about that noise, but anyways, you know how older Black parents love to say no shacking up, no shacking up, no shacking up. So that's definitely the type of time my parents were on. And for that reason, I've never lived with any of the men that I dated, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I was gonna say I probably wouldn't, but no, like I absolutely wouldn't. So if we're just dating, if we're just getting to know each other, if we're in a relationship, it really doesn't matter where we stand. I'm not living with you. That's just number 1 through 3. And I'm really, really glad that that was my experience. When you live by yourself, there really isn't, it is how it sounds. Like you just live by yourself. You just don't live with anybody. So living by yourself, you can set whatever ground rules you want because it's your house. Living by yourself, you can go to sleep whenever you want. You can wake up whatever time you want because it's just you by yourself. You can watch TV or not. You can listen to music or not. You can run the AC or the heat. Like you can turn the fans on or not. You can leave dishes in the sink or you can put them in the dishwasher or you can hand wash them. You can like do your laundry every day. You can do your laundry every week. Like living by yourself, and I mean living by yourself. No pets, like no nothing, no nobody. Like being single and living by yourself is one of the most amazing feelings in this whole entire world. If you have issues with codependency, living by yourself, girl, it's a lifesaver. You really get to face what makes you feel uncomfortable about being by yourself. And like you can pick up on unhealthy habits so much faster. Like if you live by yourself but then you're constantly inviting your friends over, or you live by yourself and you're dating and you constantly invite the person that you're dating over your house, then you don't really live by yourself, do you? You know what I'm saying? So you get to see like, wow, I have issues in this area or issues in this area. You just learn so much about yourself. Like I've learned that I'm not the naked neighbor. I've learned that I'm not the girl who lives by herself and walks around with no clothes on. I wear clothes in my house, but it's my house. Like I can wear whatever I want and I choose to wear clothes. But that's just me, you know. Some women get their own place and immediately clothes come off. So it really is 100% up to you. I recommend it. If you can do it, do it, because it's just such a freeing experience. You learn so much about yourself, and like I said, you get so much done. Like you'll meet your goals faster than I think you could ever imagine, because all you're doing is literally sitting in your apartment, sitting in your house, sitting in your townhome, sitting in your mansion, focusing on your freaking self. You just focus on yourself. Like what is it that you want to accomplish that day? It's you. You don't have any kids, you don't have any pets, you don't have anybody that you're dating, you don't, you know, you see your friends when you can, and you just put your head down and you focus on those goals. Speaking of being single, the next thing that I wish I learned before I hit my 20s was that dating isn't really all that. Dating, especially these days, it really isn't all that. I know that's the main thing that people want me to talk about all the freaking time, but like, it's not all that. So for me, when it comes to dating, I wish that I had known what type of men to not date. So you don't want to date the men who only want to be friends with benefits. You don't want to date the men who only like the thrill of the chase. You don't want to date the men who constantly circle the block. There's no reason why a man who actually likes you, who actually cares about your feelings, and actually sees a future with you, should be messing up to the point where like you all stop speaking to one another, you block him, you know, things like that. If it gets to that point, honestly, leave it there. Like if he drops the ball to the point where you like don't want to deal with him anymore, leave it there. Because if he drops the ball and sees that he can come back, he can tell like dropping the ball isn't that big of a deal to you. He can tell that you'll let him back no matter what he does, no matter how he treats you. So he could be dropping the ball on purpose. Men are dumb, but they're not that dumb. So he could be dropping the ball on purpose so that he can kind of explore other options. And if those other options don't pan out the way that he anticipated, then he knows like, yeah, I dropped the ball with her, but she'll let me come back. So don't date men. Sorry, I dropped my mascara. Don't date men that drop the ball. I think we all make that mistake at least once or twice. And a man has dropped the ball and we've allowed him to circle back once or twice. Like, not even necessarily the same man. I mean like 1 or 2 different men, or 3 or whatever. But once you see that like, oh, okay, these men feel like they can talk to me however, treat me however, and then they can always circle back. Once you kind of pick up on the fact that like that's how they're playing this game, stop allowing them to play this game with you. Block them, revoke access by like blocking them on social media. I personally am not one of those people that feels like I'm going to allow him to continue to watch me on social media so he can see how I'm thriving. I'm gonna thrive regardless. I don't think you need to see that. And honestly, that man doesn't care enough to treat you properly in the first place. So why does he care about you thriving or not? It doesn't matter either way to him. So I say block him. I am always an advocate for blocking men. I wish I had known before I reached my 20s that I should not date men that don't want to take me out on dates. A lot of men will probably meet you when you're out. And if you're anything like me, you're watching me, so you may be something like me, you know what I'm saying? But if you're anything like me, you can be a little extra. So if a man meets you and your hair is done, your nails are done, your toenails are done, you have on just this intoxicating perfume, you smell amazing, you are just radiant, glowing, happy, healthy, wealthy, you know what I'm saying? Like this man meets you in this state and then you exchange numbers thinking, you know, oh, you know, this could be something. And then when it comes time to take you somewhere, he decides to go pick up some wings from the local wing spot, bring them to his house, and just invite you over. That's not a man that you want to date. That's not a man I don't think will take you seriously. And honestly, I don't too particularly like those men that like to test women. Like, oh, I'm going to test her by not taking her out on a first date. I'm going to like have her come to my house. As women, we've told men this enough. We could literally rob them. Like they trust us way too much. So yeah, I think that you don't want to end up with like some man who thinks that wings at his house is an acceptable first date. You want to be taken out. You met him out, or he's at least seen you on social media and seen what you look like when you go out. There's no reason why you shouldn't go outside. Like, are you a pet? Are you a dog? Are you a rabbit? Are you a gerbil? What are you? You're a beautiful woman and you should be treated as such. You deserve nice things. And you deserve nice things from men who approach you because you give yourself nice things. Clearly he approached you because you treat yourself well. So why would you allow him to treat you any less than that? So yeah, don't date men that don't take you out on dates. If he asks you where you want to go and you're like, oh no boo, and he's like, oh, you're one of them, absolutely don't talk to that man. Don't have any conversations with that man. If you're out and he offers to buy you a drink, take it, but don't go out with him. Don't date men that have crazy exes. A lot of those women aren't crazy. Most of those women aren't crazy. I'll bet money to say all of those women aren't crazy. Men love to provoke us and then blame us for our reaction and call us crazy. A lot of women are not crazy. Most women are not crazy. Anytime a man claims to have crazy exes, I always want to know what he did to her, because there's no way. Okay, this one is also really important. Don't date a man that doesn't take his sexual health seriously. You showing him or telling him that you have like negative test results does not mean that he has negative test results. You get what I'm saying? This one's gonna sound a little specific, okay? And maybe it is, and maybe it's not, but don't date a man that's medium ugly and down on his luck. Financially, I mean. Just don't do that to yourself. Also, yeah, there's no also. Just don't do that to yourself. Don't date a man that just had a child. Don't date a man whose parents live with him. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. So with that being said, you want to look for a man that is kind, that is patient, loving, that is understanding, romantic, thoughtful, reliable, dependable, considerate, understanding. Did I already say understanding? Probably. You want to date a man that wants to honor your love languages. You want to date a man that wants to see a future with you. If you are dating a man, he's leaving you confused. If you are dating a man and y'all have been hot and cold, y'all have been off and on, he loves that thrill that he gets from like chasing you, or you know, you bruise his ego by blocking him and he just wants to be unblocked so bad, and then he goes back to treating you the exact same way that he always has. Like, if it's just chaotic and if it's just dramatic and if it's just so much, like, that is not the person that you are supposed to be with. And girl, you will never be this young and this gorgeous and this lively again. Get outside and meet some men who actually have like good intentions for you. Stop dating men that have you relating to like Summer Walker's music. Great music, beautiful girl, but like, you shouldn't understand what she's talking about. If a man mistreats you, don't take that personally. That's just how that man behaves. That's just how that man treats people, and women specifically. But if that man settled down, let's say he settled down right after you, and he's on social media making it seem like, oh, when you know, you know. He was just ready right then, and she was just there right then. The next thing that I really wish that I learned, it's really hard when you do what I do specifically, but I wish that I had learned not to gauge my life by the people around me, like not to gauge my life by my peers. I think some good advice that I heard was that when it comes to like your jealousy, it's a normal emotion and you should like follow it. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but something that you're jealous of, to me, is a sign that that's like what you want. And it's like, if you take that feeling of that, I guess, lack of attainability, it's not so much about the person that has what you want, it's about what you want. And being able to, even if you follow them on social media and you see that somebody has attained this thing that you want, you're not necessarily jealous of them as a person. You may just feel jealous that like they get to experience that thing because you want to experience that thing. But I think to shift your perspective, you have to think to yourself, like, if I can see somebody with the thing that I want, doesn't that mean that it's attainable? And so it can help you, if you follow your jealousy, to come up with an action plan to figure out maybe not so much how that person attained the thing that you want, but like how you can make what you want attainable for you. And so then you're taking the focus off of them, and you're not necessarily even jealous of them. You're focused solely on, how can I obtain this thing, because I know I want it, and I know I want it because now that I see them with it, I'm reminded that I really, really want this. Something else, like moving on to friendships. So when it comes to friendships, I wish I knew this in my early 20s. I think this lash is longer, so we're gonna have to take this off and cut it a little bit. I wish that I had known in my early 20s that if a friend disrespects you or allows somebody else to disrespect you, and this happens like twice, you need to end that friendship before it happens a third time. You just can't let people, especially friends, get comfortable disrespecting you. You have to create your boundary. You have to draw the line somewhere. And this isn't something that I even just dealt with in my early 20s. This is something that I just dealt with. I think just in terms of family, I may not have come from the family that has like the nicest women. And so it's kind of sad that I was just kind of used to being treated in, you know, not the nicest way all the time, used to being spoken to in not the nicest ways all the time. And I thought that that was just kind of like a rite of passage once it trickled down to my friendships. But once that kind of makes it to your friendships, to me at least, that's a sign that like that person doesn't respect you, especially in their anger. If somebody can't calmly and respectfully talk to you and let you know like, hey, you did this, I feel this. Instead, they use passive aggression or just aggression, or you can tell that they're just like they have like a really bad attitude when it comes to you. They're just projecting this negativity onto you. But then you can also see like and observe how they treat their other friends, or how they treat the mutual friends that you have. Like if they treat the other friends better, even when they feel slighted, even when they feel angry, even when they feel left out, or whatever the feeling is, if they know how to mind their manners with the other friends and they just feel like they can disrespect you, that's an issue for me. Especially if they're the type of person that just lets time pass instead of taking accountability and taking ownership and apologizing. They just assume like, oh, you know, it'll blow over. I think the best lesson with friendships that I could have learned in my 20s was that you don't let things blow over. If you were disrespected and you know you were disrespected, and this has happened on more than one occasion, don't let it get to a third occasion. Don't let it happen a third time. Don't. Put your foot down and speak up for yourself. The next one, your BFFL may not be your BFFL FL. Like they may not be your best friend forever. Like they may not be your best friend for life. And that is okay. I wish that I had given myself more space and more time to kind of mourn that connection and mourn the fact that like we were only really truly best friends during like a certain time. Everything else was just us being so comfortable that we didn't want to admit that like we'd grown apart. A tough lesson to learn is knowing when to fold them. Like knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them. This is just a personal lesson that I've learned. I want to emphasize that, you know, it is personal. But personally, I wish that I had learned early on, or even before my 20s, that I didn't have to live with labels if I really didn't want to. The two labels I'm specifically talking about would be adult acne and seasonal depression. I would just get so defensive about my skin and about my mental health and my mental state because, you know, you don't want anybody acting like they know you better than you know you. And I would just get so defensive because it's like anytime anybody would tell me, oh, use black soap, or oh, use lemon juice, or oh, use this, oh, use that, it's like, who are you to tell me what is going to work? And how do you know I haven't already tried this? I tried so many things and so many things just didn't work in terms of my skin. And then other things in terms of my mental health. Like I tried so many things with my mental health and they just didn't work. And I was just so frustrated that I felt like I felt more empowered living with those labels and using those labels to turn down people's suggestions and recommendations, as opposed to like seeking that really professional help and saying like, hey, I want to fix this. Hey, I want to get rid of this. And I think I just recently, like I'd set the goal every freaking year. Ever since I got adult acne, I set the goal every year to clear my skin. Every year. And sometimes I would make some pretty good progress, but I found myself going right back to, you know, having hyperpigmentation. I would go right back to having breakouts. I would just go right back all the time. And I just could not for the life of me understand why, even when I set these goals, that I wasn't going to keep dealing with this. Even when I tried to like manifest it, I wasn't going to keep dealing with this. I just kept dealing with it. And I think it was because I was living with the label. And you don't have to live with the label. And the same thing goes for my depression. I would see other people and they would make videos about like how they cured their depression or how like they don't feel depression anymore. And my mind would immediately go to, you know, being a bit of a pessimist and saying like, you can't cure this. Like you can cope with it, but you can't cure it. Like you can't get rid of it. You have to just live with it. And I think once I said, you know what? I don't want to just live with these things. Once I literally just like started saying things like that, I stopped using these labels, and like sometimes you can use the labels as like a crutch, and I think I just like stopped using those labels as a crutch, and I was able to really pour into and just be more receptive of solutions. With that being said, you definitely want to find the dermatologist, the esthetician, the primary care physician, the OBGYN, the dentist, and the optometrist for you. Another lesson that I learned, not necessarily even the hard way, I just learned this lesson: hire movers and stop asking your family and friends to help you move when it's time to move. Family and friends hate helping people move, and I've learned that let me know if you need help is something that people say to just be nice. I can admit I've said, let me know if you need help, and I hoped and crossed my fingers and begged, like, oh my God, please don't actually need my help, because I will hire you some movers before I come over there and help you move stuff myself. So let's talk about finances really quickly. So number one, it takes money to save money. There's no other way to save money but to have money to save. Anybody can teach you how to budget, because budgeting, in my opinion, is just allocating the money that you have coming in. But if you're talking about, oh, I want to save for this and I want to save for that, you have to make money. Like, if you don't already have the money for it, it's not magically going to appear. You have to make more money. And then when it comes to building credit, I know I get that question a lot. How do you have good credit? How do you build your credit? How do you build your credit? Number one, I don't have any student loans. My parents paid for me to go to school, so I don't owe Sally Mae any money. And I hope that Joe Biden doesn't make y'all pay y'all student loans, because I think that's dumb. I also don't get any store credit cards. I haven't gotten any store credit cards. I have one credit card. That is it. Just one. I don't play that. I don't like to have my credit run. I don't like to have my credit checked. I don't like my points to go down for stuff like that. I don't care if Victoria's Secret is having a buy one get the whole store free sale if you sign up for their credit card. I'm not getting a credit card. I'm not getting a Victoria's Secret credit card. I'm not getting a Bath & Body Works credit card. I'm not getting a Nordstrom credit card. I'm not getting a Neiman's credit card. I'm not getting a credit card. I don't care if Stella Rosa comes out with a credit card. I'm not getting a credit card. I don't care if Bow Wow comes out with a credit card. I'm not getting a credit card, okay? I only have one. I'm not playing. I don't play. I don't sign up for those store credit cards. I don't want an Ulta credit card. I don't want a Sephora credit card. I don't want your store credit card. I know you have to ask, because I had to ask when I worked at Nordstrom. The other thing that you can do is, when it comes to your credit card balance, obviously utilize 30% or less. And then when it comes time to pay half of your credit card balance on the 15th of the month, and then pay the other half 3 days before the last day of the month, because it takes 2 days to process. So that's what I do every single month. And I noticed that my credit score just goes up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Like, it's constantly just going up. The FICO score is constantly going up. And then I like to space things out. If I have credit checks, I like to space out the credit checks. So I knew that my score was going to take a hit, like last year when I got a new car in October, and then I looked for a new apartment and got a new apartment in December. So between October and December, I knew, like, okay, my credit score is going to take a little bit of a hit, because it's being like checked and run by kind of like big things. So for me personally, I try to space out those kinds of like big credit checks if I can. I also use Experian Boost, not sponsored, but Experian. If you want to sponsor me, I use Boost. I use Experian Boost to boost my score just a few points. So you can boost your score just for basically paying things on time that are kind of like auto drafted from your account. So if you want to learn more about it, you can get on Experian and it'll tell you more about Experian Boost. But yeah, I use that just for a few extra points. Something else in terms of like your pelvic floor, I learned this and I was like, I did not know this. I wish I knew this before going into my 20s. You are not supposed to pee in the shower as a woman. I think it's a man too, but I don't know. But you're not supposed to pee in the shower as a woman, and you're not supposed to hover over public toilets. Like, you're not supposed to sit over the toilet, you know, like that. Public toilets, you're supposed to just put tissue paper, you know, toilet paper around the seat so that you're not sitting on the seat itself, but you have to sit down when you are going to the restroom. And if you pee in the shower, it's like really bad for your pelvic floor, because it can lead to you kind of like peeing on yourself and having accidents on yourself a little later on, because those muscles in your pelvic floor are being weakened every time you're teaching your body that you can release standing up like that. The more you know. And speaking of the bathroom, you're not supposed to bring drinks into the bathroom, especially public bathrooms. And then you're not supposed to like flush the toilet with the toilet seat and the toilet lid up. Like, you're not supposed to do that. If you do that, stop doing that. Especially if you're a girl, put the toilet seat down. I know, like, it's hard to get men to put the toilet seat down, but ladies, we need to be putting that toilet seat down, okay? Because the germs and the bacteria that are in the toilet, if you flush it while it's open, it goes into the air. Especially if you have your toothbrush out, which you shouldn't. But if you have your toothbrush out, the toilet germs go into the air that can land on your toothbrush. The more you know. Something else that I wish I'd known: take pictures with your friends and your family. Record videos of them. Like, you want to be able to have memories with people, and you don't want to start looking for those things if they like tragically pass, or if they pass from natural causes, or if they just pass at all. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to go searching and diving for those things. If you love somebody and you care about somebody, take pictures with them, take videos with them, of them. I talked about this on Twitter. We should all have self-care days and do nothing days. On self-care days, you do whatever you do to take care of yourself. For me personally, I like to like get my nails done, get my toes done, get a chiropractic adjustment, get a massage, get a facial, get my hair done, all that stuff. Those are things that I love to do. So I like to go shopping, buy new perfume, buy new clothes, buy new shoes, go to a new restaurant, all that good stuff. Like, that stuff I love to do. If your self-care is like doing a pedicure at home, or reading a book, or putting on a face mask, or taking a long bubble bath, whatever your self-care is, devote like one day to self-care, and then like schedule do nothing days for yourself. I love a good do nothing day. Do nothing days are literally just that. I don't do anything. Oh, okay, so this next thing is so important. I am so irritated that I did not know this before I reached my 20s. Find your signatures. What is your signature wine? What's your signature cocktail? What's your signature restaurant? What's your signature fragrance? Your signature lip combo? Your signature hairstyle? Your signature nail style? What's your signature uniform, outfit? What's something that if you can't think of anything to wear, what are you gonna throw on? Like, find your signatures. What are your signatures? And then the next lesson that I definitely can say that I learned is fine dine. Fine dine. Get used to occupying those spaces. You deserve to be there, so you might as well go. I think it's really important, outside of drinking water and eating clean, to just really find some way to move your body, find some way to get exercise in and get physical fitness in, even if it's not going to the gym. Like, find something that you enjoy, whether it be yoga, whether it be taking a walk, whether it be fitness, like group classes, even if it's getting a personal trainer and going to the gym. Whatever type of physical activity you like to do, like, use your 20s to find that physical activity so that you can get your body moving, so that you can get your heart rate going, your blood flowing, and sweat like dripping. You want to be physically active, because going into your 30s with a set routine of some sort, where you know, like, oh, I get my body moving in this way and I really like to exercise in this way, that helps you so that you don't, like, I know this is really serious, so I'm not taking this lightly, but it can help you to not deal with body dysmorphia. It can help you to not feel like you let yourself go. And I think if there's anything that I need to learn before my 20s, is that you have to have like a delusional sense of confidence. A delusional sense of confidence, okay? So something else, if you feel stuck or if you feel stagnant, I definitely think it is so important to dedicate 6 months to creating healthy routines, shutting off the world, shutting off going outside, shutting off hanging out with your friends, shutting off like traveling even. Dedicate 3 months or 6 months to creating these healthy routines and implementing a strategy that is going to allow you to change the entire trajectory of your life. 3 months or 6 months. Get it, girl, okay? That's what you need. Like 3 months or 6 months, that's a time span you need to do a reset. If that's with food, if that's with your morning routine, your night routine, if that's dedicating 3 to 6 months to looking for a new job, dedicating 3 to 6 months to getting a promotion, dedicating 3 to 6 months to being consistent in the space that you already occupy, whatever it is, dedicate 3 to 6 months. Shut everybody else out, shut everything else off, and just focus. Like, focus on you. Okay, so this one might ruffle some feathers, but I'm just going to be honest. Other than tax purposes, homeownership can kind of be trash when you are a single woman. And if you want to rent. I feel like the homeownership process, especially if you're a first-time homeowner, may not be the most difficult process in the world. And I do feel like as a Black community, we are lacking education in this area. But I will also say that, again, other than tax purposes, there seems to be more cons to being a single Black female homeowner as opposed to a single Black female renter. So do with that information what you will. Obviously do what's best for you and your financial position, but with the uncertainty of the economy when it comes to this global pandemic, and with the government trying to push this, shortage when it comes to labor and supply and things like that, just be really careful. Whatever you decide, just be really careful. But as for me and my house, we're renting. We are renting until it just feels a little bit more comfortable financially to take that step. So I don't really have a bone in that fight because I'm definitely pro rent and I'm pro home ownership if you got those coins for it. Okay, so we're coming up on the last couple of things. So the last couple of things, something that I wish I had known. Oh my gosh. Make yourself inaccessible, especially if you are a woman, especially if you are a beautiful, attractive, and successful woman. In your own right, you can be all of those things, okay? We don't have to go into logistics, but seriously, make yourself inaccessible. So don't frequent the low vibrational places, especially if you're a single woman and you are open and honest about the fact that you want to date and you want to date men of quality. Don't go to places that attract low quality men. Let me rephrase that. You don't want to frequent these places. You don't want to become a regular at these places. You don't want people to get used to seeing your face in the place. That's all I'm saying. So if you don't want to stay in and stay at the house and just kind of like work on yourself, if it's not your 3 to 6 months of focus during that time, that's fine. But what you should do, I think, I've learned at least, is go to different spaces, occupy different spaces. So go to upscale bars, go to upscale hotels, go to upscale hotel bars, upscale restaurants. Like, do things upscale. Go to different cities. If you live in Dallas, go to Legacy West. If you live in Legacy West, come to Dallas. Like, things like that. Raise that bar. I'm not saying you should never go to those places. I'm not saying you'll never see me at Clutch or Deck on Dragon or, well, Level Burn Down. But you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying you'll never, ever, ever see me at Stars and Spirits or you'll never see me at Opera. But I am saying that if I feel like I'm a regular there, if I feel like I'm frequenting those spaces, that's not something that I want to do. And I'm going to definitely start making myself inaccessible so that people don't get used to seeing me occupying those spaces. You want people to kind of like either ask where you've been or ask if you still live in the city. That should be your goal. So the last lesson that I wish that I had learned before I made it to my 20s is something that I feel like I'm starting to implement now. And it's exciting. It's kind of a secret though. No, seriously, it really is kind of a secret, but it's still something that I'm like really excited to share. You want to treat your career like a video game. I saw this on TikTok and I was like, that's genius. Like, that's a brilliant thing to say. So the first thing you do when you play a video game is you create your character. So you want to create like the version of yourself that you want to present when it comes to your career. What does your ideal career like driven self look like? How does she dress? What time does she wake up? How does she, conduct herself in the business space? How does she run her business? How does she treat her coworkers? How does she treat people that are above her, people that she's training? Like, how would you want to present yourself ideally in the career space? Start showing up as that person, like literally build that character, you know? And then the second most important thing is use strategy with all of your decision making. So don't use emotions. Don't try to use, like, don't use anything else but logic and strategy. Mario is on a mission to go get Peach. So it doesn't matter how he feels. The mission is literally, you're playing this game and your character is Mario and you're going to get Peach. So if you don't go and fulfill the mission, you obviously like got to start the game over again. So that's the thing, like, you want to treat your career like a video game, and you want to come up with like, what mission do you want to fulfill, and then take all the emotion out of it and just replace that with strategy and logic. What's the best way to fulfill this mission? I'm a lightweight because what's the percentage on this? Because, you know, I'm used to drinking like Stella Rosa and the percentage is like 1. This percentage is 13.5. Okay, that explains it a little bit. Let me know in the comment section down below one lesson that you wish you'd learned before your 20s. I want to help as many of the babies as we can. Okay, these babies deserve our help, y'all. These babies need us. Hopefully you guys were able to kind of pick up on my like everyday kind of like soft glam makeup routine that I've been doing lately. But if you weren't able to pick up on it, let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see like a dedicated soft glam makeup tutorial. So if the demand is high enough, then I'll go ahead and make like a dedicated video for that. If not, I'll just throw it in the next vlog. So again, thank you to Zeelool for partnering with me and sponsoring this video. Y'all, when I tell you, get these blue light glasses. These blue light glasses are truly, truly, truly amazing. So highly, highly, highly recommend them. Again, they are great for screens, phones, cars, driving at night, things like that. Anything that has a screen on it that's going to literally give out that blue light, you want to protect your eyes from it so that you don't like damage your eyes long term. So get some blue light glasses, okay? And use my code when you are shopping on Zeelool's website. I've been drinking wine, so I'm gonna try not to cry. It makes me really emotional. My biggest takeaway from my dad is never feel like you're too old to get wise counsel. Never feel like you're too grown to get wise counsel. People that are older than us, I'm telling you, I know they are baby boomers. I know that they come from a totally different time, a totally different era, a totally different generation, but they have so much wisdom to share. And I just encourage y'all to listen. And with that, until next time, I hope y'all stay beautiful and stay safe. I love you. Bye.